unshakable trust. Embracing the power of Psalm 91, 7-13. In the journey of faith, there are moments when the weight of the world presses heavily upon our hearts, and fears threaten to overshadow our hope. It is during these times that the timeless words of Psalm 91, 7-13 offer profound solace and unwavering assurance of God's protection. Often referred to as the protection psalm, these verses serve as a beacon of light, guiding believers through the darkest nights and the fiercest storms of life. Let us delve deeply into these powerful scriptures, uncovering their rich meanings and the transformative impact they hold for our spiritual walk. Psalm 91 begins with a declaration of trust. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This opening sets the stage for the promises that follow, emphasizing the importance of residing in God's presence. To dwell in the shelter of the Most High is to maintain a continuous, intimate relationship with God, seeking His guidance and protection in every aspect of our lives. It is an invitation to place our trust wholly in Him, acknowledging that His refuge is our ultimate safety. As we move into verses 7-13, the psalmist paints a vivid picture of divine protection that transcends human understanding. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. This powerful imagery highlights the stark contrast between the fate of the wicked and the safety of the believer. While chaos and destruction may surround us, God's faithful followers remain untouched, shielded by His mighty hand. This assurance is not based on our own strength or merit, but solely on God's sovereign power and His unwavering commitment to protect those who trust in Him. The psalmist continues, "You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked." Here, we are reminded that God's justice will prevail. As believers, we are called to witness the downfall of evil without being ensnared by its destructive consequences. This detachment is not a call to indifference, but an affirmation of our secure position in God's plan. We can stand firm, knowing that while others may falter, our faith anchors us firmly in His protection. If you say, "The Lord is my refuge," and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you. No disaster will come near your tent. These verses reinforce the foundational truth that declaring God as our refuge and making Him our dwelling place ensures His safeguarding presence in our lives. It is a conscious decision to align our hearts and actions with His will, inviting His divine protection into our everyday experiences. By doing so, we open ourselves to His guidance, enabling us to navigate life's challenges with confidence and peace. For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. The role of angels in these verses is both comforting and awe-inspiring. God entrusts His heavenly messengers with the task of protecting us, ensuring that we are shielded from unseen dangers and spiritual attacks. This divine intervention underscores the comprehensive nature of God's protection, extending beyond the physical realm to encompass every facet of our lives. Angels, as agents of God's will, work tirelessly to guard us, lifting us up in their hands so that we do not strike our foot against a stone. This vivid imagery reassures us that we are never alone. Celestial beings are actively involved in our well-being, providing an additional layer of security and support. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. These verses conclude the passage with a triumphant declaration of victory over formidable adversaries. The lion and the cobra, symbols of danger and evil, represent the various challenges and temptations we encounter. With God's protection, we are empowered to overcome these threats, emerging victorious in the face of adversity. This assurance fosters a sense of courage and resilience, encouraging us to face our fears with unwavering faith in God's strength and provision. The theological implications of Psalm 91 to 713 are profound. At its core, this passage emphasizes the necessity of placing our complete trust in God's sovereignty. It calls us to recognize that our safety and success are not determined by our own abilities or circumstances, but by God's unwavering commitment to protect and guide us. This trust is not passive. It requires an active decision to rely on God's promises and to align our lives with His divine will. Moreover, the mention of angelic protection introduces a spiritual dimension to our understanding of God's care. It reassures us that divine assistance is always available, providing an extra layer of security that transcends human capabilities. This knowledge can bring immense comfort, especially in times of fear and uncertainty, knowing that God has provided celestial guardians to watch over us. Another key lesson from these verses is the importance of overcoming fear through faith. Fear often arises from uncertainty and the anticipation of harm, but Psalm 91 teaches us to anchor our trust in God's protection. By focusing on His promises and His past faithfulness, we can replace anxiety with assurance, transforming our outlook and empowering us to live boldly and confidently in His presence. Living out the promises of Psalm 91 involves more than mere acknowledgement. It requires a wholehearted embrace of its truths. Believers are encouraged to cultivate a deep, abiding relationship with God through regular prayer, meditation on His Word, and unwavering obedience to His commands. By making God their dwelling place, they open themselves to His guidance and protection, allowing His presence to permeate every aspect of their lives. Furthermore, Psalm 91 challenges us to live a life of declaration and commitment. Declaring God as our refuge and dwelling place is both a statement of faith and a commitment to align our actions with His will. It signifies a conscious choice to live under His protection, ensuring that His promises are not just words, but are actively integrated into our daily lives. The role of community and fellowship is also underscored in this passage. Just as Zipporah's intervention was pivotal in saving Moses, the support and prayers of fellow believers can be instrumental in overcoming our shortcomings and restoring our relationship with God. This highlights the importance of fostering strong, faith-based relationships that provide encouragement and strength during times of spiritual crisis. In practical terms, Psalm 91, 7-13 serves as a guide for living under God's protection. It calls believers to 1. Trust in God's sovereignty. Recognize that God is in control of every situation, and place complete confidence in His ability to protect and guide. 2. Embrace angelic protection. Understand and appreciate the role of angels in safeguarding our lives, providing an additional layer of divine intervention. 3. Overcome fear with faith. Replace anxiety and fear with unwavering faith in God's promises, allowing His assurance to transform our outlook. 4. Live a life of declaration. Actively declare God as our refuge and dwelling place, aligning our actions and decisions with His divine will. 5. Foster strong faith-based relationships. Engage with a community of believers who can provide support, encouragement, and accountability in our spiritual journey. As we internalize the truths of Psalm 91, 7-13, we are reminded of the depth of God's care and the extent of His protective measures for those who trust in Him. These verses offer a sanctuary of hope and assurance, encouraging us to cultivate a deep, abiding relationship with God. By doing so, we ensure that His presence becomes the cornerstone of our lives, providing us with the confidence and peace to navigate life's challenges. In moments of fear and uncertainty, let Psalm 91, 7-13 be a source of strength and comfort. Let its promises remind us of God's unwavering protection and His active involvement in our lives. As we rest each night, may we do so with the assurance that we are safe under His wings, finding peace and rest in His divine care. Let us embrace these verses not just as words on a page, but as living truths that guide us in our daily walk with God, ensuring that we remain faithful stewards of the protection and blessings He bestows upon us. Amen.